After John Wick established that Keanu Reeves was awesome again, they thought fuck it, let's do more, and during the last 9 years since it came out, 3 more sequels followed. Chapter 2 starts where we left off, with John's latest exploits leading him to be found by crime lord Santino D'Antonio, played by Riccardo Scarmacchio. But him, I'm just going to call him Italian Knobhead. Italian Knobhead claims John owes him a blood oath, and the only way to repay it is to kill his sister. John reluctantly agrees and performs the task. Sadly, Italian Knobhead turns out to be an Italian Knobhead who betrays John and puts a contract out on him. Now John must fight to survive. It's a pretty cool sequel, with Keanu and the returning cast really playing well off each other, as well as the added addition of Lawrence Fishburne really not giving any fucks and just having a ball. The action heads straight into batshit territory, with assailants coming out of every corner to off John, right out in the open, where millions of bystanders can watch them. Aren't you supposed to be keeping a low profile while doing this shit? Still, it's awesome, worth checking out. Well, probably not best to have a £100 deaf girl going up against a fucking fully grown man. I don't care how fucking well trained you are. Chapter 3, Parabellum, starts right after the end of Chapter 2, with John excommunicated after capping Italian Knobhead on sacred ground. Now he's on the run like last time, except he's even more on the run, and now third wave feminazi has hired John's fanboys to take him down. The action, once again, is well handled by Keanu and the stunt team, with Chad Stahelski directing. Sadly, it gets repetitive and is the weakest of the lot, but still doesn't stop it being enjoyable. John has a horse kick a man's head off. We get a cool handicapped sword fight, and not forgetting that training footage of Halle Berry in tight clothing firing machine guns. Oh, I definitely watched that a few times for research. But I'm not keen on Sinead O'Connor bossing about Ian McShane. The man was Lovejoy, and now Swearigan. Have some fucking respect, love. Chapter 4. After tiring of the high table, John decides to take them out in a bid to earn his freedom. Unfortunately, there's a few arseholes out for his head, including an old friend and a bounty hunter called Mr. Nobody, keeping him alive in order to raise the reward before offing him himself. This is definitely the best sequel in my opinion, and they really don't mess about here with Donnie Yen, Hiroyuki Sanada, Clancy Brown, and last but not least, Scott Adkins in a fat suit. Oh, you're spoiling me, movie. And it really pulls out all the stops. Here we get a cool action scene with John dispatching his assailants in heavy traffic and a cool overhead shot of him burning enemies to a crisp with flaming shotgun shells. Oh, man can only get so erect. My only quarrels is that it does go on a bit too long, and Pennywise doesn't quite make the impact as the main antagonist as Nyqvist did in the first. And this is also the final appearance of Lance Reddick before his unfortunate passing. But with well choreographed fights, explosive shootouts, and Keanu Reeves not showing any sign of slowing down, it was still a fun and well-deserved send-off to one of the best action heroes in a long time. And Chad, please don't make John Wick 5. Just let things end while they're still great. Right, that's me done. I'm off down to the pub.